Hold on a moment. The banker is telling me that it's December, so I need to stop 100%ing horror games. Well, that is no deal. It's horror and horror alone day. That might be too niche of a reference. Here.
Hello, girlfriends. It's corn and corn alone day.
Today, we are achievement hunting Fear the Spotlight. Our story tells the tale of two high school best friends, Amy and Vivian. Well, based on this note in Vivian's inventory, she wants to be something more than friends. Are we having little gay thoughts about our high school best friends? Oh no. And she intends to tell Amy so on this very night, as they break into the school library intending to use the Ouija board that's on display. Which is, very obviously, a poor decision. Considering that this school had a mysterious fire 10 years ago which killed tons of students, and Amy has recently been hearing footsteps following her around, with no one there. When the seance inevitably goes awry, and Amy disappears, Vivian has to get brave fast to save her hot goth crush. Truly a girl worth fighting for. Fear the Spotlight is broken into 2 chapters, one from each of the main characters' POV. But for Amy's chapter to make any sense, we need to start with Vivian's. Looking around the library for the absentee Amy, it sets ablaze, shoehorning Vivian into a crack that appears behind the memorial for the students who died in the fire. This leads us to a bizarro version of the school, populated by specters, and one big, bright, and shiny boy, the Spotlight. And if we take a moment to review our title, he's the bad guy. But who was this guy when alive? Navigating the true horror, high school drama, we find there are a lot of suspects. All of the notes center around the theater production of Phantom of the Opera, and the cutthroat competition for the role of Christine, the main female lead. Specifically, the popular girl Heather, which what a stereotypical name for a mean girl, and the quiet girl Chrissy are the ones feuding for the part. Heather thinks she deserves it because she always gets lead parts, and her father is the superintendent. Chrissy is a sleeper pick, and apparently super talented. But truthfully, she only wants to play Christine because her crush Raoul is almost guaranteed to get the male lead part. And they get to kiss in the play, so she thinks it's her best shot to get his attention. While the theater teacher Mr. Crane wants to give the part to Chrissy, who is the better Christine, Heather's father pulls his strings and makes her the lead. That is, until she has an accident at the gym pool, busting her knee and putting her out of commission. The part then goes to her understudy, Chrissy, and her master plan falls into place when Raoul falls for her and they go steady. Which, first of all, Queen type shit. It's crazy that worked. Chrissy starts receiving increasingly menacing letters from a secret admirer, presumably the Spotlight. At this point, I considered that the Spotlight could be the superintendent or Raoul, or maybe even Raoul's theater understudy, who was previously Chrissy's counterpart. The suspect that took me a bit longer to consider was the theater teacher, Mr. Crane. He became obsessed with Chrissy after her audition, going as far as injuring Heather to get her the part. And he gets pretty upset that she's dating Raoul. So when Raoul just disappears, Chrissy is instantly suspicious of Crane. Investigating it herself on opening day of the play, she finds he has a secret lair in an underground pipe system filled with photos and videos of her, and a cell which he used to hold Raoul before he killed him. She runs on the stage for help as Crane chases her, and he drops the stage prop chandelier on her dome to stop her, killing her and setting fire to the theater, thus killing all of those students backstage that we saw earlier. Crane got away with it, and 10 years later, the school is fully repaired and no one is the wiser. Now, while that's interesting, what the hell does it have to do with Vivian and Amy? Well, Amy uses the same locker that Chrissy did, and Crane sees her as some sort of stand-in for Chrissy, which is why he has taken her captive and doesn't want to lose her a second time. Not the light. You can't expose them to light like that. Which is too damn bad. Because I'm not letting some psychotic nonce keep me from my chance at a hot goth chick. Get real. Navigating the Bizarro School, role-playing as a vampire, and solving puzzles, some more efficiently than others. What's up, Thrablo? Are you an electrician, perchance? Vivian finds Amy suspended in a cage hanging from 3 ropes, identical in placement to the chandelier that killed Chrissy. Setting her gently on the ground, we get attacked by Crane and have the only combat in the entire game, with the catch that Vivian has no weapons.
I'm in danger!
Instead, we have to electrocute him, expose his spotlight, and lobotomize him. Aya! Aya! Your mom! Now, with Amy free and Crane dead, the entire world starts to fall down around us. Running out of the school, we wake up back in the library, and Vivian puts her big girl pants on and tells Amy how she feels.
Scared I wouldn't be able to tell you.
Are you about to tell her?
All night I've been wanting to share something with you.
So brave.
I even wrote it all down because I was afraid to say it, but I'm done being afraid. Amy, I like you. You know, in that way.
Oh ho ho ho!
Oh, Viv. I'm so sorry about tonight. I only did all of this to try to impress you. Because, well, I feel the same way.
Yippee! Not able to leave well enough alone, Vivian breaks into a drawer in the library and finds that staff at the school, including the superintendent and the principal, found hard evidence of Crane's crimes during the renovation and covered it up, not wanting it to affect student enrollment rates. But before we can leave...
You shouldn't be in here, Vivian.
For finishing Vivian's chapter, I get the 6 story-related achievements: Eager Spirit, because I forgot to grab the Ouija board before talking to Amy; Flee the Spotlight for not getting hit by the spotlight in the locker room; Mental Map for not looking at the school map; Navigate the classrooms unaided. There was an option for aid? And Flow to the Music for repairing the sprinkler system in the tunnels before the song ended on the radio. In the words of the great poet laureate Missy Elliott, let's flip it and put it in reverse, because we have to start all the way back at the moment Amy disappears from the library for Chapter 2, since her POV plays simultaneously to Vivian's. And while Vivian's story revolves around issues outside of herself, Amy's is entirely self-reflective, centered around her family issues and childhood trauma. Of course she has daddy issues. So predictable. Her consciousness gets isekai'd into a bizarro version of her childhood home, while the spotlight manipulates her physical form. She has to navigate her issues with her father's affair and subsequent absenteeism from the family. Soon, Maria is suspicious of all the work trips. Dad is cheating. All while the house is stalked by the Woman of Black Water, a character from a horror film that scared her as a child, and a notably scarier enemy than Crane. June, get out of my lesbian goth game. You're ruining the ambiance. Oh no. So we fought with our brother. Ay, ay, ay. When her older brother June decides to move in with their father after he has health issues, Amy takes it as a personal affront, especially after their years of struggling financially due to their father's actions. She has a blow-down, drag-out argument with June, which never gets resolved, since during his travels, June is in an accident and fucking dies. Like, she mentioned that her brother had moved, but Amy never said he's dead. I feel like you could have mentioned that. This whole alternate reality house is actually a blessing in disguise, as she gets the opportunity to find closure speaking with a version of June. He presses her to escape the house and fight back against the spotlight trying to control her. So, running out the front door, Amy returns to herself right in time for Vivian to drop her from the ceiling like a sack of potatoes. Oh, and if you're wondering if there was ever any resolution between Amy and her father, nope. The end. Again, after their grand escape, Vivian gets in trouble with the teacher, except this time, Amy breaks her out. They go straight to the press, spilling all the information about Mr. Crane and the school's cover-up of the same. They finally get to watch their scary movies together, and I suffer from a sweetness overload.
Yeah, it's just... I'm really glad to be here with you.
I'm really glad too.
I'm taking damage.
Now let's get spooked.
Are you ready?
Nope.
Perfect.
Stop! For completing Amy's story, I get the 7 story-related achievements, along with stress-free for not getting hit, prank call for calling the fuzz on Amy's phone, family tree for not messing up this puzzle, and memory lane for listening to every voicemail. These were my favorite parts of this chapter, giving an insight to Amy and Vivian's relationship, plus they're so stinking cute.
The library display a cult.
She did it for you!
Really? That's so cool. You weren't doing it just because, I like that stuff.
Yes, she did!
What? No.
That only leaves us with... Since I was missing only 2 achievements for Amy versus 11 for Vivian, I decided to start there. Tuning in required scanning every radio station on Dad's radio, which is easy enough. Inside Out required witnessing every scene through Amy's eyes. Throughout the story, there are 4 opportunities to look out the peephole on the front door and watch what Vivian is doing in her story. It's way less creepy than it sounds, and is interesting to see cutscenes we're familiar with from a different angle. But now time to clean up Vivian's chapter. The majority of these are, interestingly, pretty silly haha. Keep spinning the bingo tumbler, do a big glissando on the piano, call 911 on the payphone, take a bow on the drama class stage, inspect every item in the occult display, follow this specter who appears by the vending machine, crack the code on the toolbox without the hint, which the passcode is 001, I probably could have guessed it, and also read between the lines for not messing up the poem box puzzle. The final 3 achievements were a little more challenging, with bravo and deep breaths basically going together for not getting hit in the final boss fight and not healing throughout the game, respectively. The one that gave me the most trouble was Ghost Hunter. In fact, I had 2 additional playthroughs of this chapter just because I kept missing it. The description says, see every elusive specter, and while there are a lot of specters in the game, they're actually referring to 10 specter instances in particular that they want me to see. Starting way back at the library, a ghost version of Amy runs past while we're looking at this bookshelf, so quickly turn her way to catch her. She's fast. Deja vu! Inspecting the rose door before having the rose prompts this guy. I need to look at both sets of feet under the bathroom stalls, in the locker room and the gymnasium. This one guy crying by the flashlight. The 3 that are hiding in the gymnasium after switching off the lights. The one underneath the face piece in the bathroom. The one knocking shit over in the AV room. And him specifically, the others don't count. The specter underneath the drama classroom, and lastly, after placing a single piece of the mask puzzle, these guys are chilling in the drain. Only after fighting the boss and rolling credits do I get to know if I succeeded, and thankfully after more tries than necessary, I've made no bones about the fact that I love the influx of these retro-style PSX graphics horror games, and that sentiment is also true for my feelings on this game. I love the blocky retro filter over what is otherwise smooth animation, and while it's not objectively scary very often, It consistently has the ambiance of scary, and though the puzzles were not often challenging, I enjoy these key item hunting type games anyway. Plus the MCs are so cute together and the achievements were a breeze. But that's all I have for you today. Shout out, as always, to my channel members. Here they all are. Wow! If you want to be featured right here, you too can become a member for only $1.99 a month. What, you don't have to... I can't even finish that. What I would actually appreciate is if you could drop a like or subscribe to appease my algorithm overlords, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye!